Broadcasting live from the studios of Fox Sports Radio.
Bang, bang, won't stop till we're legends.
Here's Doug Gottlieb.
Whole 9 yards.
Why
so
do you
when
hate Tom Brady?
I don't hate Tom Brady.
You kind of do hate. You hate on Tom Brady.
I predicted they were going to lose that game. I gave Skip 13 points on that game Sunday.
But there's a lack of respect for Brady's career.
No.
That emanates from you.
I think that Tom Brady's a great quarterback. They want me on WEEI in Boston today. You know that.
Okay.
But anyway, it's not that I don't respect him as a player. I just think that he's the luckiest guy I've ever seen. That's why I call him the LOAT, not the GOAT, the luckiest of all time. And, Doug, hear me out. Hear my lucky. It's not that he doesn't do what he needs to do once the door is open for him. He performs. The tuck rule. He fumbles the football. Raiders should get it. That's the first Super Bowl that he won.
Sure.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying lucky.
Okay.
When they beat Carolina, tie score, John Casey, the kicker, kicks the ball out of bounds. At the 40, you move it up 25 yards. You have the best kicker in Adam Vinatieri.
You're going to go through all the things that were fortunate for them.
Yes.
Right? Okay, but I mean, hold on. You just said that he's lucky. Eli Manning has David Tyree catches a ball that he could never catch previously and wouldn't catch afterward. Like these,
but the Manningham catch has nothing to do. That's not lucky.
But Wes Welker has one go through his hands. Like you need a little bit of luck. If you've been
but Tom Brady's had too much luck.
Oh, that's what it is.
Can I give you Seattle? You're at the
he
one.
He goes to
1.5 yard line.
He goes to a Super Bowl. He goes to a Super Bowl and he doesn't have Rob Gronkowski one year. Last year he goes to a Super Bowl and his second best wide receiver gets concussed on the first drive. So he's had plenty of things go against him. He did come back from 28-3. He has been to 8 Super Bowls. Like, do I think Aaron Rodgers is better? Sure. But I can't argue with the fact that he's been to 8 and he's won 5.
I'm not saying that I'm not taking away that he's won, but all I'm saying
is...
Yes, you are. No, I'm not.
You absolutely are.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
I don't want to take away... That's like the guy goes, I don't want to... No disrespect, but something disrespectful is coming.
No, it's not disrespectful.
Hey, I don't want to sound like I'm a sexist, but whoa, something sexist is coming. I don't want to take away from what Tom Brady's done, but you just took away from what Tom Brady's done.
Because it always happens. Seattle at the 1.5 yard line with Marshawn Lynch.
But how does that have to do with him? Did he lead his team on a touchdown drive to put them ahead?
No, but
did he leave his team on a touchdown drive to put them ahead?
The Atlanta game, here you go. Doug, all I'm saying is...
All they have to do is run the football or take a knee.
Take a knee 3 times, kick a field goal, you're up by 11.
Agree.
That's straight up lucky.
Agree. And he was bad for the first 3 quarters, but he did win the game.
He was terrible.
But for the fourth quarter, was he terrible?
No, he was.
Okay. I mean, so, look, I'm with you if you want to say he's had some good fortune, but he also, by the way, after the 18-1 season, tore his ACL. He had a championship team that even Matt Castle could win 11 games with. That's how good that team was.
And not make the playoffs, right?
And but so he has been lucky, but he's been maybe not equal parts unlucky. There's been some lack of luck. Rob Parker, the show is called The Odd Couple. It starts at 7 Eastern, at 4 Pacific. He and Chris Broussard daily, new show on Fox Sports Radio. What do you make of Dak Prescott now that we've seen him the last year and a half or so scuttle a bit?
I'm just not that impressed. Even year one, a lot of things. They had a great offensive line, they had a great running back who had a great rookie season. Everything was set up for him. They won 13 games, tip your cap.
Lucky. He was lucky.
But I look at it and even then I wasn't sold. I just think he's okay.
That's right.
Game manager.
Yes.
But he's not a great quarterback. I don't think people who went crazy over him his rookie year. That's why he wasn't the Rookie of the Year, right?
I walked in this year thinking that the Chargers were like an understated version of the Rams, right? The Rams had the bigger contracts, the bigger egos,
the bigger names.
They're a better fit for LA, and yet the Chargers were their equal. Now they haven't had Joey Bosa, who's as good as any defensive end as there is in the NFL. To be fair to them, but the Rams appear to be a different level than the Chargers. They play this week in LA. In the Coliseum. Am I wrong to think that?
No, not at all. I was at the game yesterday. I went to the Coliseum. I mean, it's just a whitewash, and they're so good. I see why a lot of people pick them and like. I mean, if everything goes right, they have characters there that could go wrong, awry, if things don't work out, or they start to point fingers. They got a very young coach who apparently is all in and hopping around and dancing. Or what was that yesterday? What?
Antonio Brown has this weird tweet. He gets in an argument with coaches on the sidelines yesterday. He has this weird tweet today where somebody goes, "Yeah, you're just fortunate to be drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers." He's like, "All right, trade me then." What do you make of Antonio Brown punching down on social media?
That's pretty weird. Just considering that he just right. Well, they haven't won a game, and I don't know. That team always seems to bother me, like everything but football. And now I think it's really going to be bad because they've looked absolutely terrible. Right? They've always been able to kind of play through and win through, right, with all the distractions and all the other stuff going on. I don't know if they'll be able to do it this year. And Le'Veon Bell, more power to him. Every day he's out and things. I remember. Do you remember the
Emmitt Smith?
Emmitt Smith with the Cowboys. Would they start 0-2, and all of a sudden he got signed. They won a Super Bowl that year. So I'm not saying that they're ills. They can't stop anybody defensively. But when you don't have one of your pieces, it does make you start to wonder about it. And, of course, the running back who had the great game one.
Against the Browns,
Against the
James
Browns,
Connors.
right?
James Conner,
didn't have that kind of day.
Came back down to earth. Last thing, what do you do with Fitzmagic when Jameis Winston comes back?
Fitzmagic's plays. If he beats the Eagles, is it the Eagles this week, right? If he beats the Eagles and they start 3-0, I mean, how in the world can you?
Well, he beat the Eagles. He beat the Eagles.
Not the next week. Who are they playing? I thought it was.
They play on Monday night to play Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't know how.
The problem with Ryan Fitzpatrick starting, there's two different problems here. First thing is, we've seen Ryan Fitzpatrick ultimately get exposed.
Like we have. Right.
The clock will strike midnight. At some point.
We've seen it. We've seen it many times.
And if you don't start Jameis, you run the risk of losing Jameis. Whereas if you start Jameis, you can always bring Ryan Fitzpatrick in if you're like, hey, this ain't working.
Are you sure you're going to lose him from the standpoint of it's hard for another player, and you as a former player, when someone's playing well, it's hard for you to argue about getting back on the field, no?
No, not
at all. Not at all.
If you're the starting quarterback and you're making $20 million or whatever.
But he's playing out of his mind. He is playing
out of his mind. Nick Foles played out of his mind last year in the playoffs, and the clock has struck midnight. The last 2 weeks, it's been like, all right, Nick Foles, we're ready. Carson Wentz is back.
No, I got it. I got it. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm just not so sure how much they love Jameis Winston.
Be interesting to see. Last thing, if the show isn't going well, will you quit at halftime and then announce on social media that you're retiring?
No, that will not happen.
You've been doing this a long time. Rob Parker is actually a lot older than he looks. He's actually a senior citizen. He's a great guy to have around because he gets the extra discounts.
Don't say that because that happened to me recently.
Have you ever heard of somebody retiring at halftime and walking out in civvies?
No, that's unbelievable. But only in Buffalo I could see that happening, where you just one day decide, you know what, this is a waste of time.
It's not even cold. It's not like cold outside.
But it's just he realizes we're not going anywhere. Like this is ridiculous. This is dumb. I'm wasting my time. I'm an older guy running around in tight pants and shoulder pads for
making a couple $1 million. Okay. I don't know. I would have faked it for the rest of the game and then gone down with a mysterious hamstring injury.
But I can't believe you said that. This about a couple weeks ago, I go into a fast food restaurant to get a breakfast sandwich, and I look at my receipt. I'm like, this is a little cheaper. Something didn't seem right. It's a little cheaper than before.
You got a senior citizen?
Yes, this cute chick gave me a senior citizen's discount. I was so hurt. Because, I was thinking when I looked at her across, hey, like I'm single, like she gives me a senior citizen's discount.
I look like her grandpa.
Ah, that hurt.
You want to get from crazy uncle to crazy grandpa. Rob Parker, check him out. Odd Couple upcoming in an hour and 45 minutes. Rob and Chris Broussard.